We are back after a short hiatus with some more Terra Nullius. We're going to find out what happens when you roll an 8 to remove someone's magical undying curse.
Oh, but it was an 8 to control the drugs. That's the thing.
Yep. And you didn't
it's the
control
drugs
them
that aren't controlled
very well. So there's a blast of like shadow that kind of like flickers out from you as this happens. And it's just kind of, it's almost like a fog, but it's like made of like this dark shadow, and it kind of like hits the walls of the hut and kind of like coalesces up, like kind of hits the walls, goes up, and then kind of dissipates. And almost like smoke, I guess. And Sanum was basically just like laying there, still in the hammock, right? Like, because super nonchalant, he's just like, go ahead and try it. It's not going to work. His hand is now black from where you like touched it. Did you touch his hand? Where did you touch him?
I touched his shoulder. I said his shoulder.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Wait, what's his name? Did we get his name in the chat?
Tsunum is his like specifically given name.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess you don't notice anything because it would be like beneath clothes or whatever. But I think maybe there's like a little bit of like smoke or whatever that kind of like is coming off of his shoulder from where you touched him, and he just says like breathing heavily, like, "What did you just do?"
Did it work?
I don't know. It's not like it was a thing in my mind that I knew was there or anything. And don't you dare try to kill me right now. See?
I was not trying to.
No. He's saying like don't like just try to test to see if the curse like it was lifted.
Right, and that's why I was like,
yeah,
that's not what I was trying to do. I was purely trying to help.
Do you want to roll a d100 for me?
Oh, no. I mean, not really, but...
Try out the popcorn.
24.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to see his reaction.
He has an unbridled affection for trees.
He starts laughing.
That's not necessarily.
And he starts laughing so much that like tears come to his eyes. He's like, I don't. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I don't know what you did, but I feel.
Can I insight check what's happening?
Yeah.
19.
Did you turn him into Santa Claus?
What?
He's immortal and he's jolly.
That's two steps right there on his Santa Clausness. 19. I mean, before, like, literally, he was all, like, sadness and dour. And now, I mean, I feel like, so the colors...
Not Santa Claus, Shadow Claus.
Yeah, the colors on his mask, like, because it's a hummingbird, right? They were vibrant because it's a hummingbird. But somehow they seem more vibrant now. And you're only realizing how muted the colors were now, in contrast. And yeah, like almost like I think some color comes back to his skin, kind of very slowly. And he's just like he takes off the mask and he's just smiling. And I think his face paint has taken a little bit more of like a bluish tint than it had before. And you're not sure if it's just a trick of the light or not. But he looks at you and he says, "Thank you. Thank you. Thank you." And he just goes to give you a hug.
Okay. I mean, I let him.
Yeah. He like hugs you very tightly, and he says, "I wish you could feel what I'm feeling right now, Raia. I don't know what to say."
You got him high.
You can say you're gonna come help us.
Of course I will.
I can't believe that worked.
How did it fail? Fail so like wonderful.
Oh no, something's gonna happen that's wrong. I guarantee.
Oh, I know. It's just like so far I haven't seen it yet.
You tried
Of course.
so
Let's leave
hard,
right now. We
got
have
so
to.
far.
There's no time to waste. I mean, getting the God of Death back. That's it's a monumental task right there. I mean, we need to get on it right away.
But in the end, it didn't even
Okay,
matter.
let's go out to the rest of the group and announce the good news.
I would love to meet them. Honestly, I would.
I
Yeah.
mean, the
As in, like, the ones that he didn't like, because there was more people he didn't talk to and stuff, right?
yeah. Let's.
Yeah. So he like steps out ahead of you, right? And he like claps you on the shoulder, Darius, and he says, "It is so good to be working with you. I truly am. I'm honored, truly."
And I think Darius is finally like, I'm glad to see you finally got some spring in your step. Would you know, and like, I think Darius like kind of just
something like
kind
that,
of
yes.
feels his joy.
Yeah,
it's
and
like-
so I think you guys didn't realize it, but he was legitimately giving off like a presence of sorrow before, and now it's like a presence of joy. Like you are feeling some sort of like tingle of joy as you're around him, and yeah. It's so weird. And he goes out, and so these crocodiles, these big old crocodiles that Akna was trying to like lure to like give them some food, they like come over to him. So they're like this big.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
They look like this. They're like halfway through from a dinosaur to a
It's a crocosaur.
Well, it sounds like we just avoided a combat.
I don't know. I'm not. My token is still clicked.
And yeah, they kind of they're kind of like in the water there. And Sinum just like jumps into the water and he starts like petting one of them. He says, "Oh, just do you
good boy.
do you feel it? Do you feel the difference?" And the crocodile says in a very deep bellowing voice, "I do feel it. Something has changed about you, master." And Sinum just like laughs again. He's like, "It's gone! It's gone. Raia, something I feel like I did before." I can see her again. I can see her
Defying Gravity starts playing in the background.
I can see her again. I will see her again. I'm gonna see her again, Raia. Don't you understand? And he like gets up out of the muck and like takes you by the shoulders. I'm going to die. I'm going to die.
Oh, here we go.
Sinum, hey, remember, we have to get a new God of Death.
No, of
to be
course.
able
No,
to
I'm not
die.
going. Don't worry. I'm not going to kill myself or anything.
No,
That
I
would
just
be
want to make sure you
too
remember,
hasty.
like, if you die right now, we don't know what happens.
Yes. You're right. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Of course.
Also, when you're now that you're in such a good mood and so free flowing in information, do you know anything about the eye of season to the void?
And he frowns and says, "The what?"
The eye that sees into the void.
Eye which sees into the void.
It's this thing, and I show him.
Oh, another orb. How many of those do you have?
3.
I pull out the
Drift globe.
The drift globe.
Interesting. You start a little collection.
I totally think Ryan needs to learn to juggle. It's like, oh, what am I about to do? Am I about to like see? Am I about to spy
Am I
on
going to
somebody?
scry or am I going to disintegrate you?
Yes.
Yeah, and so I think he
Only fate will tell.
She can scry, spy, or fry.
I'm just so Ari's just so confused.
Oh, yeah.
And she's
Oh, yeah,
not
for
like
sure.
buying this happiness at all.
So Sinum seems to think a bit, and he
What?
says,
Toity's concerned too.
The eye which sees into the void. I mean, it sounds familiar. I feel like I should know something about it, but honestly, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Sounds like a magical artifact of some sort. Crystal ball, probably, right?
Yeah, I was just hoping that you might know something since you have been around for a while.
I have. I really, really have. I've seen a lot of things, Raia. A lot of things.
Well, I don't suppose.
So we need to go.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yes, let's go. Before I leave, here, give me a second. You don't mind, do you, Bada? And he looks at the like crocodile, and he basically just like kind of lifts his hands, and everywhere around you, flowers start like blooming, and like the whole place just like becomes like where it was like winter before, right? Like this like dreary like dead.
You
swamp.
overdid it, Raia.
It's like
We have gone into a Disney.
It slowly becomes spring, right?
We've gone into a Disney movie.
Yeah. The crocodile
this is
starts
happening-
singing.
As this is happening, Tori's just gonna say, "Well, does something seem off to this with this guy?" Yes.
No, he seems totally normal to me.
Does Blum say that?
Oh, Balam. Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
said Raya for some reason.
No.
I have idea why.
I turned to Blum and was like, "Blum, does something seem off about this guy to you?"
Yeah. So he says, what's going on? I can't see his spells.
Oh no.
Balam says, yes, something is very wrong here. I feel the touch of the Shadowfell. Our touch.
Uh-oh.
How do I?
I'm gonna lean forward after that. I'm gonna just lean forward to Ari and say, "Something's not right.
Yeah, think.
No, something's really."
So I think
not
Akna is like
right.
smiling and like clapping her hands together as she sees like the spring appear, right? Like
I would like to use
Some
my
kind
divine
of like
sense.
check of some kind. Like, what's going on here?
I mean, I insided, and he seems to me very like.
I feel like maybe Raia should make an Arcana check or something.
I'm
like
not
that.
good at Arcana.
Okay, well, I have a +3 to Arcana.
Yeah, you
I
can
can
roll
roll
Arcana, Ari.
+1.
a very
Okay,
incredibly
then-
hard Arcana check. Do I want to get some kind of inspiration for this? It's not part of my goal. I found him, so I don't,
I would like to use my divine sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what does that do again? It's like certain things in a radius or whatever.
Yeah, so I can detect good and evil, and I can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead.
So you can't actually sense good and evil. That's just like in the spell description. The only things you actually legitimately does is you can sense the effect of the hollow spell, and then you can sense those types. You can't detect alignment, but
Well, and what I wanted to do with
Yeah.
it is basically detect if there's something else present with him. And I'd like to do that. You know what? I want to pop up the hood. And I
Yeah,
wanna see
you
if
do.
there's any...
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to pop up the hood, and I'm going to use the hood's sensing ability
Okay.
to sense the life force that's going on with this whole mess. And everything else while I'm at it. And I think Daria says as he's doing it, "Oh, I did this once before in the Fae. But desperate times."
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and make a charisma check.
Charisma check. Okay. Should I roll for inspiration? Or should I, like, something inspiration? I just can't think of anything.
that's what I'm wondering too, if I want to try to do an Arcana check still. But I mean, your thing will probably be more helpful. Ari has no clue what just happened, so other than she can guess that Raia
Yeah.
removed his curse, but
We think.
we
Yeah.
think.
I think I know exactly what's happening, and I don't like it.
Well, then share with the group, shall you?
No, I'm not giving Caleb ideas.
Then message all of us.
Sure you
And
can.
not Caleb. Yeah.
You can do that.
We should start a group chat that is we just name it like
Like
Not Caleb.
Terra
Hiding from
Nullius
Caleb.
theories.
Terra Nullius theories, yeah.
Just name it.
That's
not
just a theory.
A Terra
Terra
Nullius theory.
Thanks for watching.
We can call it the Terra No Calebus chat.
Huh?
Terra no Calebus chat.
Terra No Calebus chat. That was stupid. It was a stretch.
Caleb Nullius.
All right, you gonna get some inspiration, Jordan?
I don't know. Am I? I can't think of anything.
I think
You
it's
know
enough to
how
roll
I
then.
feel. Most of the time, I just would rather have the dice fall where they may.
Either of you can make your checks.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know what's like if I
Can we do some duo scene?
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Tell us
Let's
more about
talk
Ari and
about-
Darius.
Let's do the scene where Ari asks Darius to come with her on this wretched trip.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
flashback.
I don't know. We're gonna have to BS this, Darius. I don't know what new. This isn't gonna reveal anything new about us, though. That's the only thing.
You need it better. You gotta.
Oh no, actually,
I
I've
have
got
plenty
something-
of backstory I can reveal about Ari for this
I've
Montana
got something about Darius I could reveal about
Okay,
like
do it.
maybe why he said why in the first place.
Okay, go for it.
So I feel like Ari came to Darius, and like his initial reaction on hearing like this whole journey and that she would be going. He had 3 thoughts that popped up into his head. One, the only person that ever like shown him any sort of compassion or kindness was about to leave. 2, somebody that like he ended up caring about was asking for his help and she might be in danger. And 3, that she actually went to him and actually asked for his help and like he actually felt some sense of being wanted, which like even Calvitas didn't want Darius, and the village didn't want Darius. Like his the village that he fled wouldn't want Darius, or at least in his mind, they didn't. So, like go if he hadn't have gone, like he would have lost the one sense of whatever sort of dwarven humanity or whatever you call that, dwarvenanity.
Dwarvanity, yeah.
Dwarvanity. he would have lost any sense of being that he might have finally been able to have if he had said no and just tried to stay. And I think that Darius holds some sort of guilt about going. Because I think he was always, in the back of his mind, he was always afraid of what Calvitas might try to do.
Sure thing. Yeah. Take that advantage.
Yay. Now, it was a charisma?
Charisma check.
Charisma check. Charisma check.
17. Did need the advantage.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay, so you put on the hood and you are instantly blinded by all of the life energy that is around everywhere. But Darius, there is something very different about the life energy emanating from this place and from him as opposed to like your sword and you guys and that sort of thing. It's almost like basically it's
And does it feel different than it felt before?
Putting on the hood.
Yeah, so like before I had done it, and I got some sense of the Feywild, and
oh yeah. No, like so basically, where before you like put on the hood and it was just like the sun was in your face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you put on the hood and it's like the sun is in your face, but it's like all the colors are inverse. So it's like some sort of like weird greenish sun. That's like
Okay.
so it's this weird. It's like literally you do the like the color inversion on stuff. Like it's the nega colors of everything. You guys look fine, but him and the like surroundings, bizarro life energy is kind of what that reads to you. It's like you don't know what the opposite of life energy is, but that's what it looks like.
So it's
Death
like
energy?
mega life energy.
What were you saying, Darius?
Oh, so it's like nega life energy.
Yeah, nega life energy. Yeah.
Oh, death energy.
So death energy. Yeah, you could say that. That would be the obvious conclusion.
And this isn't something that was quite. This isn't similar to anything that I had faced in Shibolba or wherever.
You never
In that inter between, there was like.
you never had this ability in Shobolba, so you wouldn't know.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
That's all he gathers from all that is just that it's different.
I mean,
energy.
you can ask me a question, Darius.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it's still very blinding, so it's hard to read anything. But you could ask me a question. I could tell you something.
Right. So, does it seem like there's more than one entity like on him specifically?
No.
Like, is it?
No. It's not like he has a passenger. It's like he is this now.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Calvitas riding on his shoulder.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever Raia did, and I mean, granted, you did not put on the hood before this. Right? So who knows if this is how he's always been, and maybe this is not telling you anything about what Raia changed. But that would be your guess. It's possible this is. Yeah, because that's the thing. You have no reference point, right? You don't know if this is always normal for him, or if what Raia did changed him to this. So.
I'm just curious, like, if I try to do an Arcana check, if I would actually be able to get any useful information out of that.
Yes,
other than
absolutely you would.
I
Okay,
wonder.
then story time.
Okay.
So let's see, where did we leave off on Ari's backstory? I think it was the dragon just left, right?
I think so, yeah.
Last time on Ari's backstory.
Previously on Ari Armani's Adventures.
That's not what your show would be called.
It's adventures, maybe.
I don't know. Ari Armani's Adventures. I mean, 3 A's.
Gotta
Come
admit,
on,
that
would
sounds
work.
kind of
Ari Armani's Awesome Adventures.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be the awesome adventures of Ari Armani.
Yes. No, actually, it would just be the awful adventures of Ari Armani. There you go.
Okay.
All adventures.
So we get a scene of Ari and her dad in their tent, and Ari is kind of like in her room, like peeking through the door, like as her father is pacing back and forth, like after this whole thing just happened. And he's like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Like, I guess we'll have to start searching for somebody. I don't know what's happening. I can just tell he's very distraught. And then Samuel and his friend walk through the door, and his friend is now like cleaned up. He doesn't have blood on him anymore.
Yeah.
But he's clearly like beat up, probably has like a black eye kind of a thing, you know, like he's clearly wounded. And Samuel goes up to Dante, and Ari's just like listening in. I don't think they know that. I mean, they might know that she's there. I don't know for sure, but like she's listening in, like through the door, and she can see what's going on just through like the little crack. And Dante's just like, what is it, Samuel? Like, I don't have time for this. And Samuel's just like, Uncle, And you can tell like he's just really like nervous, and then suddenly like the friend just pipes up and said, "It was me, sir. I'm so sorry." And then Samuel just like pipes in again and is just like, "It was me. I sent him out. We were trying to do a scouting mission to see if we can get some intel on the dragon." And then suddenly Dante backhands Samuel. Like it looks like he was going for like the friend, but he slaps Samuel. And Samuel just like is in shock, and Ari's like, in the back. And and Dante just shakes his head and just says, "I'm so disappointed in you. I told you to protect this village no matter what. And if you couldn't at least do that, at least do it for her. And you didn't. You put us all at risk." And like Ari's never seen her father like this angry before. And he just Dante just like sighs, looks at Samuel's friend and just says, "I don't know what I can do for you. It's up to the council at this point. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Get out." And Samuel, you can tell, like, just like stays there for a moment, just like kind of shocked that he just got slapped. And he just like doesn't say anything and walks away. And Arcana check.
Do it. No, it's 13. No, 13 is not good enough. I'm sorry.
I know, it's not. Yeah. Dang it. All that cool backstory from
Ari, I mean, so you feel like you should know something about this, but nothing comes to mind. It seems familiar somehow, but that's it. Okay. So, does anyone want to do anything about this, or are y'all just leaving?
I mean, we got him on our side.
Toidy's going to put his hand on his rod of rulership. On the Serpent's Glory. Mm-hmm. He's waiting for something to jump at him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying...
nothing jumps out at you. It's just...
Then I'll be saying, like, well, I might be needing your help here in a minute.
Now might be a good chance to ask Balam about what the heck he's from. And, like, figure.
I don't know. I feel like Balam would have told me more if he knew more.
Well, no. But, like, if Balam said that he was potentially from where he is.
Right.
And so now might be a good chance to ask, okay, so explain to me what this is.
I don't know if Toidy would be thinking about that right now. He's more thinking about what's about to come.
Okay. Let me rephrase this. So if you learn more about,
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying I'm not sure Toidy would be thinking about that right now. Toidy's got other things on his mind.
Toidy's on edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys just say like, all right. I mean, let's go.
We accomplished the mission, kind of.
Yeah.
Toidy doesn't want to win. I'm ready. Like, I'm on edge. I'm ready to like shoot that off if I need to.
Yeah. So I think Sunum, he like starts going to all of your companions and like shaking hands with them and like, clasping shoulders with them and just being like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. You are, and then he just keeps going. And everyone is weirded out by this. So, except for Akna, I think. I think Akna feels like this is who he was in his heart all along. And it just seems delighted.
Naive little girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so did we eventually just kind of like get a shot of you guys like heading out?
Go back, I guess.
Yeah.
Just go back. I mean, he can hide us, right? So no random encounters.
So y'all head out, and I think the last shot we get of here is the camera stays on this newly like verdant land. And you guys like walk off.
Dying.
You guys walk off, and it's been enough time where you guys aren't there yet, and we start seeing all of it just start to like slowly Infinity War turn to ash. But you guys are too far to like see that it's happened. So
it's a worse condition than it left. We left it in.
Mm-hmm.
We got there with it in.
Yeah. And even the animals start doing that. Like his crocodile friends, they start like just suddenly like like just disintegrating.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. What did I do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay, so we know now that to get all 5 Infinity Stones, all we have to do is combine the power of the moon with the power of
The power of the orb, and then the power
orb.
of the eye which is into the void.
Power of
Raia,
drugs.
you're gonna get the
Power of
5
drugs.
Infinity Orbs. That's what it is. That's what it is.
As it turns out, the stones started out as giant orbs.
Right.
Does anything happen between us and getting back to the complex?
Not really. I think we can cut like straight to you guys get back to where you guys were gonna pop back into existence, and it's been about 8 hours of travel, and you guys wait around for as much time as you need till the timer runs out, and you pop back into the Burning Sanctum. The entire time.
How long would that be that we were just sitting there?
I don't know, a couple hours maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think on the way back, Darius... Actually, no, never mind. I take that back. Darius doesn't do that.
I was gonna say, because if we're sitting there for long enough, I
but-
would want to read again.
Yeah.
With Darius.
Oh yeah, and I'll train Mickey while we're at it.
Nope.
No days.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yep.
She's like, well, we accomplished the mission, so
Another 500 XP from Mickey.
woo!
I just realized that both Raia and Ari are the teachers.
Yeah.
Like...
Okay, so yeah, the entire time, the Hummingbird Suitor is just being so cheery, and him and Akna are getting along splendidly. I think they probably just end up talking a whole bunch, right? Like they just end up like having a whole bunch of conversations about plants and animals and like life and how great it is and stuff like that, right? Like, and I feel like it grates on everyone's nerves after a while because it's like the most cheery, optimistic people you've ever met in your life having a conversation about just how great everything is when you guys are like, no, it's all awful. Like, what is your problem?
I don't think it gets on Darius's nerves. I think Darius is just increasingly concerned.
Right.
Like, I think otherwise Darius would love this, but because he's like, something's not right about this.
Mm-hmm.
So we get back. Is it actually 2 days?
Well, so one thing happens before that. We see Raia just kind of like sitting off by herself. And she's looking at the eye which sees into the void. And you can tell she's trying to do something. Because she kind of like she's holding her hands and looks at it, and then she like sets it on a stump or something, and then just like sits a bit of a distance away from it and seems to like concentrate on something. And Raia, suddenly you are back in that space, like the floating landmass in the void of space. Yeah. And there's that pedestal upon which the eye which sees into the void like sits. And then you see the charred figure out of the corner of your eye again. And when you it's still the same thing. When you look, they're gone. But you can sense that you're being watched, and then you hear a very like low, gravelly voice say, "It doesn't work like that. You can't just get rid of me."
It is him.
You made a mistake, Raia. I am here to take revenge for that mistake. You've let me into all the right places. Now watch as I tear your life apart. And then you're back in the jungle.
I like am sitting there and my eyes just like get wide.
Yeah.
And I just like want to like kind of like hop up and like stand up and be like, we have to get back right now. We need to get back. How long until we can get back? We have to go back right now.
Yeah, and Darius, it's still like an hour or so until the timer was gonna go off.
Still have an hour.
I just like start pacing back and forth.
Yeah.
Like
And in every shadow of this jungle, you see the charred figure. Like it's just like you see this like broken charred face in every shadow.
Oh my gosh! Then I'm like super like jumpy and like looking everywhere and like freaking out.
Yeah. So Miggy comes over to you and he says, "Raia, what's wrong?"
I have to get back.
Yes, we're gonna be back in an hour. What's wrong?
I don't know.
Something you saw in the orb or the eye or whatever that's called?
It's the eye.
Did you try to scry on something and you see something you didn't think was
No, I was
good?
trying to get rid of it, to unattune to it, and
you couldn't?
apparently not.
Oh, I read a story
need
about
to-
this once. No, so Raia, it's a cursed item then. You're so you can't get rid of it. That's what that is.
Would I be able to cast? Oh gosh, computer, come on. Can I cast remove curse on the orb
Yeah, you want
Or
to. I mean, it would be on yourself.
or
but-
myself? Yeah.
So the
cast
question
remove
is,
curse.
are you going to use the drug powers?
No, because I'm just like casting on myself to try and do it as fast as possible.
Okay, yeah, nothing happens. Yeah. When you just cast it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm just like pacing back and forth and I'm like, I have to get back.
We'll be back soon. Raia,
He's watching me.
who's watching you?
He's in all the shadows here.
Who?
A man.
Raia, you're not making any sense. Here, you should sit down.
I can't. And I just like shrug him off and like keep pacing back and forth.
Yeah, he looks concerned. I think he goes over to you, Ari, and he says something is really wrong with Raia. She said something about a man who's in the shadows, and she's seen him everywhere.
I have greater restoration prepared.
Yeah.
Can I cast greater restoration on myself?
Yeah,
have-
sure.
Okay, so it
does
requires
that do?
100 gold pieces of diamond dust. I have diamonds. Would that work or no?
No, you have to
Do
grow
we have
them
to
up.
somehow
Yeah.
crush it?
Hey, you know
Then
your boy
I take out
Darius might.
you have diamond dust.
No, but your boy Darius has Mason's tools.
I mean, grounding a diamond to
Diamond?
dust
That's pretty tricky.
is a pretty involved process.
I was just honestly gonna take out one of the diamonds and take my mace and start trying to smack it.
Okay, yeah, so you guys just see Raia just
I'm
trying to
trying to do
smack a
anything.
diamond.
Ari's just like,
Okay, now she's smacking a diamond.
Wait, just thinking everybody's going mad.
Is anything happening? It's magic. It's a
I mean,
magic weapon.
make a attack roll, I guess. I suppose, like,
Is it turning into dust at all?
yeah, I guess you're pounding it a little bit.
are you
I
gonna
mean-
use your like super strength of the orb? To, like,
You
smash-
could. No, you can use the Ring of the Ram thing to just break it.
Okay, well, would I have to be high to do that, or could I just use the
You can just do it, remember? Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to do that.
So you,
Okay.
depending on how many charges you spend,
Oh,
is what the
shoot.
bonus is.
We never established if I figured out how the charges recharge, though.
So do you not have any?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you'd have to make some sort of check then to try to. Like,
Okay, yeah.
regain them.
What kind of check would
Wisdom
I make?
save, yeah.
Okay.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Funny.
yeah, no problem. I think you. I think what it is you sense like, an emptiness in your stomach, and you're like, oh, I could recharge them with the drugs. I could use the drugs to like
Oh no.
power the like give me more charges on this.
Okay.
Why is it
So,
always drugs?
I guess I'm going to like
It's been in the foreshadowing from the very beginning.
I'm gonna do drugs and like rock back and forth while I'm smoking and like have the orb and have the diamond and just being like, is it charged yet? Is it charged yet? And, like,
It's charged,
keep
yeah.
constantly trying to sense and then like just go for it and try and destroy
Okay.
this.
How many charges are you going to use? You have 3 to work with.
I want to put 2 diamonds because I have 2 diamonds worth 50 each
Yeah.
and I need 100 of dust. So I want to put both of them there. And originally you said I have 3 charges, so I'm assuming it recharges 3 charges at a time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm using all 3 to try and make these dust.
So make a strength check at plus 15.
So 26.
So 26. Yeah, you pulverize these diamonds. They just diamond dust everywhere.
Okay, I quickly like try and collect it all and cast Greater Restoration on myself.
Yes, and the moment before you do that,
No!
No.
you're suddenly in the orb,
No!
like against your will. And you guys notice it because Raia freezes.
Wait, we notice it? That's not good, guys.
Oh my god, what is happening?
So it's right. It's not. It's just not, so the time isn't the same for whatever reason. But Raia just like freezes right before she like gonna finish casting this spell, and you're back in your father's office, Raia,
No!
and the charred figure is standing before you, and says, "I won't let you do this again. I need that eye." Do you see what you did to me, Raia? And he like points to his face.
Let's see. Am I like bound or anything? Or do I
No,
just
you're just sitting in the chair.
have- In the chair. I would like to try and cast Guiding Bolts.
Okay. Yeah, you do it, and it just like the ash just like poofs and then reforms.
Cool.
I mean, Ari's freaking out at this
Right?
point.
Yeah, Raia's just like petrified.
Like,
Happens when you
we
slap her.
we pick up on it that she's
Yeah.
in the orb.
I mean, you don't know that, but
Can I make an Arcana check to see?
yeah, sure.
I know.
Okay, so I think you
That's
figure it
funny.
out. I think you figure it out, Ari. In terms of like what specifically is going on right here. Where so let's figure this out real quick. How much does Ari know about all the orb stuff? And like, I would imagine that Miggy told you what she
Everything,
learned.
Everything, because she said everything in front
We
of
talked
me.
about it at the meeting.
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. So Ari, you
How this
figure.
guy tried to kill her
Yes,
and
you
whatnot.
figure out that it must be to Hunappu, like causing her this, and you remember them talking about like maybe you overheard one of the 5 like talking about like madness that it brings to people, and like so you were thinking, oh, Raia got really paranoid there. It's because of this, and it's like something like there's a battle happening in her head.
Is there
right
anything
now.
I can do about it?
I don't know. What do you try to do?
I don't know. She's just like, it's the guy again. He's trying to control her mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do. I don't know if hurting her will get her out of there. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, Miggy's freaking out too, and I think like all the rest of the people are just like really confused, like looking at everything, like what's going on.
I think Darius
I
stands
wanna-
up. Darius stands
Yeah.
up, walks over. Is the orb out? Or
Oh, I know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, so it kind of rolled out of her pouch, Darius,
Okay.
when she was like in frantically doing this, and you can see that it's like glowing with like a cold blue light. I mean, it always does, but like more flickery than before.
I don't know. I want to
Darius-
slap her and like try to get her
Well,
out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to help you. Yeah, you can do that.
While they're doing that and like trying
Yeah.
to, Darius goes up to the orb, picks it up, puts on the hood, and says, not my friends. And
Okay.
I want to use the hood. I don't know how.
Char-
I want
Charisma
to,
check that.
All
I was
right,
about to
just
say, because
straight up
all at the
charisma
same
check.
time, I have something else that I want to try too.
Okay, go for it.
Make a charisma check
Charis-
first, Darius.
Charisma check. And this is something I need.
Okay, think about what you might want to say, and then Raia, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try and cast banishment.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Yeah.
that work?
You want to click on it so I can read it real quick?
I have to touch him, don't you?
Must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be banished.
Oh no, it's just range. Never mind.
Okay, well let's take a look.
Because that's not something that he has to be like really physical for.
Yeah.
And if he is banished, he goes to a harmless enemy plane and is incapacitated for the minute.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's banished somewhere else. I don't really know.
I mean, yeah. Who knows what it will do? But let's. I'm just trying
But
to find.
I'm just trying to get a minute to then, because he's definitely not from the Feywild.
Are you even in the Feywild technically right now? Or are you in a different plane of existence?
Well, I'm
Right,
just
that's
saying.
the question.
He's in a different plane of existence, I would think.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So he would be banished, but I'm saying like he would be banished to somewhere that isn't where I am trying to get out of the orb.
Mhm.
So he wouldn't go to the Feywild. So then I would have enough time to cast Greater Restoration on myself because it lasts a minute, and Greater Restoration is an action.
Sorry, I'm looking for a stat block here.
I didn't know that he wouldn't just go away.
Oh, I see.
While we're waiting for Caleb to find the stat block, why don't you mosey on over to patreon.com/CalebEmpowered.
I'll be right
check
back.
out
Hopefully I
some
don't miss
cool
anything
things
too cool. I'll be right back.
that you can get perks if you send Caleb money every month.
Including making a character in Terra Nullius for the players to meet. All right, here's the roll. 16. What's your save DC?
It's below that.
Okay.
It's a 15.
Yeah. So nothing.
I mean, I
happens.
just keep trying that. Is this using my spell slots
Yes.
while I'm in here?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I would just try that 2 more times if he's gonna let me do that.
I mean, I
what
feel like
he's
after the
doing.
first time, you're tied up in the chair again. And he says, "Oh no, not that." And then, yeah, Darius, you're gonna do a thing.
Yeah, so when Darius was still young, before this whole ordeal with Calvitas, you know, Darius's parents always tried to, you know, they were trying to teach him, and they're, you know, helping him to learn and grow. And there's a conversation that he had one day. He was out, like, helping his father gather supplies, maybe gather some wood or something. And while they're, you know, out chopping some trees down, Leonechka just stops and kind of pauses, and he turns to Darius and says, "Son, if there is anything in this world worth fighting for, if there's anything in this world worth striving after, it is for the ones you love."
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All right, make that charisma check with advantage.
Oh, please let this be good.
Oh,
Oh,
my
you
God.
freaking
no.
serious?
10.
Only a 10. You cannot pierce the veil of the orb.
So I take it that the banishment didn't work.
It didn't.
Banishment did not work. Okay. My next thing that I would like to try and do, I don't know if this is gonna work at all, is I'd want to try and channel divinity to turn undead. I don't know if he's undead or not, but just to try anything.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And he would just have to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
And we on the outside we've determined.
He fails.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he, for 1 minute, he is turned and must spend its turns trying to move as far away from me as it can, and it can't willingly move to space within 30 feet of me. It can't take reactions. Its action is only using dash or trying to escape.
Yeah, so and since we're in the orb, I think how this looks is suddenly you guys are like being like teleported to various rooms and locales that we've seen Raia be in the orb before, and it's almost as if he's trying to like get away from you, but he can't because that's the whole point of the orb, right? Is to be near you.
Yes.
Because you're the centerpiece of all of this, and so he keeps like teleporting you guys to different places. So you're like on a beach, and then
his dash for his turn, and then for my turn, I want to get out of there because he's turned and he is only doing that for a minute.
Yeah, I want to make a strength save or strength check.
A strength check.
Strength check. Athletics, probably. That's what I meant by that.
Oh, athletics.
No, crit fail 4. Yeah, you're still tied up in whatever.
Okay, I mean, I have a minute, so I'm gonna keep trying.
Yeah, so you keep teleporting various places. Ari, Darius, Toity, are you guys trying anything?
Give me a second. I'm just writing in my notes.
I don't know.
Yeah, because now we're kind of in
anything she can do with.
Okay.
I don't.
Did we pick up the fact that it's something to do with the other orb, with the scrying one?
I said
yes.
it to Miggy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Miggy repeats
Okay.
that.
Wait, what are we going to say?
Gather I could do something with the other orb.
Well,
Jordan, what did you say? We figured out. You're about to say something else. We figured out what?
Yeah. Okay, so I have an idea.
When I
So
stepped out.
we figured out that it's something to do with the other orb, with the eye, right?
Oh, okay.
I think Darius, after he can't pierce the veil of the orb, I think he turns to the other one and pulls out Temperance and like asks Temperance,
Oh,
"Can we destroy
I have an
it?"
idea. I have an idea.
I have an idea too. Go ahead.
Okay, so real quick, Darius asks Temperance, "Can we destroy it?" You mean the eye?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not an artifact, so it should be able to be destroyed, but it's definitely a powerful magic item.
Willow,
Work or not?
Temperance.
I want to try to drag Raia away from everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then use the beans to put a dome around us, just the two of us.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming if time is moving the same amount of time, I might be coming out. That's why I was like, is it kind of like a combat going on at the same time in the two different places?
Sort of, yeah.
Because, okay, here's my reasoning for doing this, is because it says that spell effects can't pass through the barrier.
But she's still inside. Oh, you mean you want to cut off her from the eye and the orb and stuff?
Yeah, like I want to drag her away from those things and then
You know
put the
what?
dome around
That
her.
might just work. I feel like that might just work. You know what? Ari, make an Arcana check for me.
Oh no. My 23 just doesn't carry.
No, I'm sorry.
If it's any consolation.
Okay. Ari and
Oh, wait a second.
Samuel-
What did you roll that for?
Roll what for?
The 23? What was that for?
To
To
see,
figure
like,
out
to
figure
see,
out if she
what
wanted
was
to-
going on with her.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, no, it's slightly different, yeah.
Yeah, it was mostly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. Yeah. So Ari and Samuel. The next morning, Ari goes up to Samuel and knows that there's going to be this council meeting to decide what happens to Samuel's friend now that he's revealed himself. And so Ari finds Samuel and says, Samuel, are you okay? He just doesn't say anything. He's just so quiet. Like, he hasn't been this quiet like ever. And so she's just like, just follow me. We'll try to hear what's going on. And so she sneaks him behind the tent and whatnot so they can hear the decision of what's happening with Samuel's friend. And the whole council basically just starts arguing and whatnot based on what's happening. Some are we should just go fight the dragon, screw him. And then others are no, we need to keep our neutrality so that way we don't die. No, we have to do all these things. And so the council composes of 6 people and then the chief. And so Dante is so sure that it's going to be a 5-2 vote because one of the people that's on the council is the father of the son who went and did the thing. So he knew he wasn't going to vote to have his son go there. And he was I'm pretty sure one other person will vote to keep it. But he was I'm pretty sure we're going to have a 4-2 vote. But it comes down to a tie. And what happens with the ties? The chief has to break the tie. And so Dante, Samuel, you could see in his face hope that he won't kill his friend, send his friend to die. And Dante, with a saddened heart, says, I'll take him there tomorrow. It's done. And that's the decision that was made at that council meeting. Arcana check again.
Arcana!
Crit!
Wow. What are the odds? That is fantastic.
1 in 10 at that point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 in 10.
Yeah.
So not terrible odds, actually.
Actually, is it 1 in 10? I don't know.
Yeah, because you have 2 chances. It would be 2 out of 20, right?
And then use the beans to cut her off from everything.
Well, wouldn't it be 2 out of 40? Because you have 2 dice.
Yeah, it would still be 1 in 20.
So what do I gather?
No, because you have 2 chances to get the number that you want.
Right, but you have 40 different options. Well,
no, because each die has the same.
It's separately.
Yeah, it's 1 out of 10.
Okay.
I always hate
Just tell me what we gather with this Arcana check.
Yes, so Ari, you drag her away and you put up the beans. And what happens is, Raia, you see on the inside, you guys are teleporting, right, to these different places. And then suddenly, a bunch of flesh just cracks out of the wall and it swallows him. And then you're up. You're awake and you're back.
What did I just do?
Wait. Flesh swallowed Tuhunapu.
Yep.
Okay, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm just we have to get to the diamond dust. Where's the diamond dust?
Ari's just what happened? Are you okay?
Diamond dust.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Ari, do you want to make a luck save? Or Raia, one of you, make a luck save to see if the diamond dust happened to be within the range that Ari put you guys in.
That would be you,
could
Alyssa.
I tell everybody instead then to push everything away?
Well,
everything else away
if you roll successfully, then that will be what has happened. Good, but yeah, it's up to the fate of the dice.
So that's you, because I had no
it would be
what
Alyssa's
was
roll.
happening in the outside world.
Yep.
You have to learn to trust in the heart of the dice.
I don't trust the dice in my case.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, one.
Because I'm not saying anything that happens until I get that diamond dust.
I don't get advantage for this really cool moment.
You can give me another flashback or something. Yeah. It takes a long time.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my
gosh!
Okay, so the diamond dust is not in the sphere.
So I'm I don't know what's going to happen when this barrier comes down.
I just go, I need the diamond dust in the next 30 seconds.
Okay, I pull down the barrier. What happens?
Raia, make a wisdom save.
Hold on, is she right next to Darius?
Make a luck save, Darius.
No, because the dome is 20 feet, I think.
If you, yeah, there's no chance. If she does this immediately afterward, yeah. What?
Who needs it?
Crit success 27.
Needs it.
So many
Ari
crits!
and Raia.
Raya, you managed to shake off the overbearing weight you feel on your mind right now.
I am running to
and
that
you
diamond
run
dust
to
and
the
cast
diamond
Greater
dust,
Restoration.
and you cast Greater Restoration, and your attunement to the iron, which is into the void, is severed.
Oh my gosh.
Darius just like stops his like assault on the orb, like heading over. Is like, so can I kill it or not?
Yeah, so Raya, though, you still feel it's much weaker than it was before, because it seemed like he was using the power of the eye, which sees into the void, to like channel his power back again, and then like be able to have more control over you. But he's still there. He's still there in the orb. So, what do you want to try?
He's still in the orb.
Mm-hmm. You can tell, if you, in your mind's eye, you can see him like in like a blob of flesh in the wall somewhere, like this like, you know, man of ash just like kind of like squirming around in like some sort of dark womb almost.
Wait a second. There's flesh in that orb? I don't like this orb. We should destroy it.
This is the orb, so.
Oh,
So in the orb.
In the
there's
orb.
Flesh that is separated.
I mean, I don't know if there's anything that I can.
Right, would you
Do
try something, or you just try to
can.
keep him contained in there?
I'm trying to see if there's anything
Mhm.
that I have that could do anything.
Well, so
but I
see, the
don't
thing
think
is,
so.
you have the power of drugs on your side, Raya. You could try to. I mean, you've done it before. You managed to power your own magic with the drugs. You might be able to, like, if you have banishment still available to you,
I do.
You might be able to like
Permanently
permanently banish him with the drugs. That might be a thing you could try.
But I've never see. That's my thing, is I've never used the drugs to power my own stuff
On its own, yeah.
on its own,
Mhm.
because I unlocked a guardian who could do remove curse.
Yeah.
And use my own.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of like, I guess, look to Ari and say, there's something I have to do, and if I'm not out soon, do the same thing, separate me and the orb like you did before, and see if that works. But I have to try something to get him out.
Okay.
And I
I'm like,
get
give
out
him the
some
middle
drugs.
finger for me, please.
I get out some drugs, and
I think Darius like walks over and like makes sure everything's going all right in the little bubble.
we're out of the bubble right
We're
now.
out of there, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right.
And I have a lot of charges of that. Like, let me see here. How many charges do I have of it?
See,
I
I
have
thought the
36 charges a day.
dang.
So I just say,
I can, and it takes 5 charges to do like the full thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just say, give me like 1 minute in the orb,
Okay.
and then if
So-
I'm not out by then,
The question is though, when she goes in, does she freeze, or is it just like a blink of an eye again?
It would be a blink of an eye again.
oh, it would be.
Yeah. You guys don't notice anything.
But we don't know that.
You don't know that though.
Yeah.
So
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I say to her, because that's what we just experienced.
mhm.
And when I'm sufficiently high,
Make a con save. Okay.
21,
Cool. Yeah, and then
I go back into the orb.
everything is
And I
on
went-
fire.
I went to try and be like 60 feet away from like where I picture the flush wall.
We see Raya walk through a burning library to get to this office, right? Because he's in the wall next to the office. and yeah, you get within like 60 feet of him. You can sense him
and
there.
I want to
in like some
use
sort of
my-
flesh womb in the wall.
And I would like to use my drug powers to try and use banishment.
Mm-hmm. Make a wisdom save.
In
Or an
the
intelligence save. Because you're using the drugs.
Okay, here we go. Boop.
Only an 11.
Well, technically 13 if Orbius is there.
No, it would be
It'd be plus
11 plus
5.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, I don't know if you see Orbius around or you took the time to.
Well, okay.
find
Now,
him.
question. With the orb, you said earlier that everyone's kind of always near.
Oh,
which-
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, so you can take a plus 5 to that. So it would be 16.
16.
Where do you imagine he would go? Like, where are you trying to shunt him? Anywhere or somewhere specific?
I mean, I think in my mind, I'm just trying to get him out. Like,
I'm wondering
of
what
the-
kind of planes there are that you could.
yeah,
send.
I'm thinking like out of the orb, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm fine if that is onto a demi-plane where he is incapacitated.
So you want to try that then?
Either that, because I don't know how much Raia would know about like the
Cosmology.
yeah, or like
Yeah.
like
Do you
going
wanna
into like the 9 hells or something.
Yeah, do you
like
want to make
that.
a either religion check or arcana check?
I mean, we already know about Shiboba.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd want to send him there.
Go
They're
Rod
the
where
same,
you are.
religion and arcana. So let's leave this up to Salune and do religion. Boop. Nope.
You
Or-
do not know. You'd skip that class.
So I was busy doodling in my notebook. Raia and Cebu
Yup.
forever with a heart around it.
Well, the 9 hells are a product of.
Yeah.
Thank you,
okay,
Mickey
so,
Mouse.
So I'm just thinking, like, because I know it can send them to a demi-plane or wherever. I'm just like, I need him just out of the orb.
Okay. Yeah.
And so then I don't know if based on this drug roll, he's still gonna roll the charisma save.
Yes, he would.
Yeah.
If only we could oppose disadvantage.
My soul save DC is 15.
He fails. So Raia, you see like so the wall is like cracked, right? And so you see the flesh like coming out of the wall almost. You can sense like beyond it, there's like he's inside of it, and suddenly flesh and all, the whole womb just like disappears. And yeah, he's gone. You don't feel him anymore.
Thanks so much.
I don't feel him at all.
He's definitely gone.
But
Okay,
did she feel? She didn't feel him. She stopped feeling him before.
She thought she stopped feeling him before, but it was so
I
faint
didn't
that
realize until now
Yes.
that I was.
But
Yes.
now it feels like legit.
See,
gone.
you know how my brain works. I always say that.
Of
Plus,
course.
she
It's
was
been in
also
your mind the whole time.
Plus, she was also overwhelmed with not being numb anymore.
Exactly. Yes. There's a whole lot of stuff going on there.
So then I want to like everything is in my orb land is not on fire anymore.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
want to make sure that people can talk to me not in numbers.
Yeah. So you walk out of the office and you see like the library is basically is what you want it to look like. So you're probably like restored and stuff. I think we see it in reverse as the fire just like the crack, like the burning pages just like go back into the books they were falling from, and then like everything goes away and the fire just disappears. Everything is it's like a nice library. And yeah, you see Isaac poke his head around one of the shelves and say, "Wow, everything is so much more clear now. Thank you." And he like starts walking over. I'm so sorry, Raia. I was trying to tell you, but every time I did. And he just trails off.
I just kind of like nod.
Yeah.
Like
What is the difference Orbius feels? Because he's kind of different than.
Yeah. I feel like what happened was Tuhunafu knew that you were probably the most dangerous of everybody here, and so he just locked you away somewhere during this whole ordeal. You were in like a cage somewhere. And so yeah, you probably make your way out, and yeah, so you knew what was going on, but like you were like locked away. And I think only in that one time where you guys were playing like the bean game where you let out, and that was because he was like he had managed to control you for that small length of time.
Yeah, I think Orbeus just goes, huh. That hasn't happened since Calvidus was gone.
And I think maybe if we got like a flashback of the scene where they're doing the bean rolling, we would see Darius the entire time trying to like write a note for Raia, like to try to like warn her, but he doesn't know how to write, and so he was like, because he couldn't like talk, and so he was just like furiously like trying to like figure out how to do it, but he couldn't. So yeah,
I tried, dang it.
Yeah. You knew what was going on, but you couldn't stop it. But yeah, Raia, like, the orb feels clean. Like, it's like your house has been dirty for years upon years upon years, and you finally know what the floor looks like now.
And you just get new carpet.
Right, like, everything is, like, new and fresh, and it feels, like, free of whatever was there before.
Fresh.
Yeah, feels great.
I just say... I'm going to go ahead and get back to my own plane.
Sounds good.
Time to jet out.
Yeah.
And I boom out of the orb.
With
no
like
response to that
like,
bad pun.
Yeah. No time has passed. She has just...
I was just like waiting.
Yeah.
Seth didn't acknowledge my pun.
Wait, what?
And then she sees that you're not frozen, and she's like, waiting.
So are you gonna do it yet?
And Darius is just like, do I go? Do I? I mean, I could try, just a little. And he like swings this temperance a little bit towards the orb.
Right, because nobody knows anything has changed.
And I just kind of like slum down and go, it's done.
Ari hugs Raia.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like sitting
like,
on
you
the ground,
stupid
like,
girl.
overwhelmed.
And you know what probably happens is Tsunum comes over
back
and
to
hugs
being
you
different.
guys
Oh,
too.
God.
he like starts to join the group hug. It's like everything's better now. Everything will work out just fine.
I think Darius just sees Ari and Raia hugging, and then this like weird hippie trippy dude.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he turns away and he just says to himself, this may have been the weirdest day of this whole trip.
Yeah. And then I think we cut to you guys coming back to the Burning Sanctum.
And it's not burning anymore.
Well, I mean, it was never burning. It's just...
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, so you guys have succeeded in your mission to recruit Tsunum, the Hummingbird Suitor. Yeah. Strong asterisk, air quotes. Yeah. But looks like the next step is to...
Did 2 days pass, or was it more than that? That's what I want to know.
2 days passed? Or 3 days. It was 3 days that you were in there for. Or whatever. 2 days and plus.
It was 2 days.
2 days plus. Whatever the time was set for. Yeah, it was correct. Yep. It has been that amount of time. Yep.
So...
Do I get bombarded with any messages from Samuel? No. Cool.
No. That wouldn't be the way it would work anyway. He would have to roll like the percentile to see if it reached you, and then...
Yeah.
Fear falls, because things didn't happen, Caleb. What a shame.
Yep.
Hashtag sucks to be Darius this season.
Oh, wow. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
What?
it's okay. We were
Wait,
got a
what?
little distracted. Nothing.
Yeah. You know what we can do, Jordan, is we can open that with next time, because you have the ability to go into the Feywild. So you can just like...
I can't just like go by myself like whenever I want though. I have to like get the guy to
No,
come
right.
and
But
help
I
me,
mean, you're
right?
still here, right? Like you guys aren't going to leave like right now. So we could have like a short thing
Okay.
next time, and honestly,
Okay.
we could have a short thing right now.
Okay.
I was about to say, yeah, that's why you don't keep your goals secret, so then the whole party can help you.
You couldn't have helped me with this goal.
Right, so I think we see everybody like get back
We
from the
can
Burning
all
Sanctum.
help remind you to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
We-
be mindful to let you do stuff.
Yeah, we get back from the Burning Sanctum. Everybody's kind of like resting, recovering. Sunum is like introducing himself to literally everyone. And yeah, like you guys are kind of like preparing for like, all right, now we
Wait,
actually have to
so
head
the
out.
Sunum came with us back from the Feywild?
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the whole goal.
That's the
I
whole
didn't
point.
realize. So he can just leave the Feywild.
No,
whenever
he
wants?
goes with you guys.
Oh,
Oh, right,
yeah. I don't.
because he wasn't part of the timer.
Yeah.
Make a what was the check we had you make for this?
Wisdom.
Wisdom save? Yeah, make a wisdom save real quick, Darius. See if you can have him tag along with you.
Does anyone want to ask me a question? I'm just gonna roll it otherwise.
Yeah, you just roll it.
Oh,
19.
didn't need it.
I'll take
Nice.
a 24.
Yeah, I was going to say 20.
Yeah. So, yep, you managed to tie him into your guys' stuff, no problem, and you go back. So I think that we get like this end credits epilogue scene, and Darius, he goes back into the Feywild. We see him pop back where he was, and then Darius, how do you go about doing this exactly?
So I think. I know. I think Darius pulls out some of the flowers that he got from, like, because the flowers that had the memories, they're not potent anymore or anything, right? There's no magic tied to them anymore.
Magic tied to what? Sorry.
The flowers that I got that gave me visions and stuff.
I mean, yeah, there's probably still magic in them and stuff. But you've basically learned everything he left for you.
Right,
He
but-
didn't mark every single flower in existence, right? Like
Right,
of
but
that type.
like out of these flowers, I've extracted what I've needed.
Yes,
to.
yes.
Okay, so I think I pull out like maybe 2 of the flowers, and I kind of hold them out, and just Darius just kind of starts walking around a little bit, holding them out.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
kind of like making some sort of calling.
Okay. Do you want to make an animal handling check?
No, but yeah. Okay. Darius has never been good at this. Yeah.
8. Yeah. So it doesn't seem like there's anything that like responds to your call here. You could try something else. It doesn't seem like that worked.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. How about... Okay. I'm gonna message you something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can I just use that while I'm here, and maybe that call like actually calls?
Let's take a look at it, shall we?
Okay, so another day passes, right?
Yeah.
Are we gonna do like anything else on this day? I'm just curious, so I can regain my charges for my ring.
No. Yeah, you can regain that stuff for sure. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I mean, obviously you can just cast it to get the.
Right.
But
Right. So,
obviously you wanted to have some sort of like
some other connection. So
yeah, some
I
other
feel
connection
like,
to this. You
I
can just
feel
try
like
something else.
Well, I feel like I wanted to maybe use that to, and no, I don't know. I think Darius. I think Darius starts whistling. Like he starts whistling, row, row, row your boat.
Yeah, of course. You know, the only song that apparently exists in this universe.
I mean,
It's the national anthem where we're from.
right.
I mean, it's like it's what Darius knows.
Yeah, for
One
sure.
of the few things that he knows.
One of the few songs that Darius was ever sung to. Had sung
Probably
to.
the only one he remembers.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right. No, of course. It was probably like the song your mom sang to you when. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to make a performance check?
I do.
You're good at charisma.
Yeah. Let's hope that this actually works. Nope.
Dang.
If only I had
7.
advantage.
If only.
If only this were the song I sang instead.
Yeah, so I mean, it just doesn't seem like anything is answering your call. Like there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of animals like even around. So
Okay. I'm gonna. No, that doesn't.
So the thing is, you can just cast it if you want,
Yeah.
but the bond you form is going to be different.
Yeah.
And also, you know, you won't be able to get the goal exactly
Yeah.
full XP for it.
Right.
So yeah, you could try one more thing.
I want to try using the hood to kind of locate.
Oh, yeah. You're trying to... Yeah, okay. Sure, yeah. Make a... Well, so make a wisdom save first to, like, not be, like... To be able to, like, pick apart detail with because of the blindiness of the Feywild.
Yeah. Nope.
15. I think 15's okay.
Wait, oh yeah, because I got the
Yeah.
save.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, intelligence save. To
Intelligence save
yeah.
now? Intelligence save?
Sorry,
Okay.
charisma check. What am I? That's for Raia. Raia does.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure. I'm like, I really hope it's not. Charisma check.
Charisma check. There you
Charisma
go. 21.
Hey! I'll take
Okay, so Darius goes hunting. We see him with the hood on.
Do I need to roll a survival?
He goes hunting after this thing. No, you don't, because you can see their life energy.
I just imagine like while the hood is on, instead of like the scary like skull face, it's just like a happy and wondrous skull face. Like,
Right.
"Aw."
It looks like clown makeup almost, yeah. So you're going through like the Feywild's underbrush, and I think you happen upon a group of, and let me see. I'm pretty sure I have there's a token for these. See if it pops on the map or not. Here we go. Looks like this.
Oh.
Is
It's
that
like a
the
riding
Hulk?
bird. It's
Is
like
that a chocobo?
No, it's like an orc on top of a axe beak, is what they're called.
Oh, looks like a chocobo.
It's
So-
so cute.
Yeah, it's like a big ol' like emu ostrich riding bird thing. So you see a little flock of these just kind of like hanging out in the Feywild, and then I think we just get a scene of Darius like with some rope, and he just like sneaks up behind them, right? And I don't think you're in your armor, right? Because like you're trying to. So do you want to make a stealth check for me?
Okay.
It wouldn't make sense to do this in your armor, but.
Nope.
Okay, so you scare away the axe beaks, and they just like go
No.
flying everywhere. Not flying, but like running away everywhere.
Uh.
And so you're like, dang it, like I couldn't get him.
He couldn't sneak up to them, but Darius can run.
That's true. You want to just like chase him down? Okay, yeah. Athletics check. Athletics check. Do it.
This is turning into Breath of the Wild.
This is amazing.
Yes.
Nice. 18. Yeah. So
You know what? I think like they start running away, and Darius is like, no, and he runs and he jumps with
Of course you do. We hear the gong sound as Darius lands on the axe beak and puts the rope around its neck and then rides it.
Yes.
And then we just get we get Darius like like exuberant, joyful Darius as the hood is like flown back because of the wind, and he's just like, yes, I have a bird companion. And then we hard cut as the music is like lifting up, hard cut, and we see Darius pop back from the Feywild with like one hand on the new reins of this like axe beak, and it's like misty and like Fey-ish, right? Like, because it's like a spirit, basically. Like you transported the spirit of this animal from the Feywild to like ride it as a mount, and you have just got a steed, Darius.
Yeah, baby.
That is amazing.
Yes, I did.
What are you gonna call this steed? What's his name?
And Darius pulls out like he like I feel like someone asks that, and
I mean, Kaawi does, because obviously Kaawi's the one helping you with all this. And he's like, I see you found yourself a pet. What is its name?
And Darius pulls off his father's axe, and he stares down at it, and he looks up at the axe beak, and he says, Leonechka.
Oh, that's so good.
And does it look like this?
His skull looks like this.
So if Ari ever tries to speak with animals to this thing, it will definitely have the Leonechka accent. Of course it will.
Okay. I just want to point out, she doesn't need to.
Oh, right, because it's a Fae, and it can,
Well, one because it's a Fae. Two,
and your steed.
because of the spell. Let me just toast the spell.
Unusually intelligent, strong, and loyal steed, creating a long-lasting bond with it.
And
So it's a Fae, obviously.
right.
Yeah, but I also be able to talk to the hummingbird. That was a Fae.
But it gains the ability to understand one language of your choice that you speak.
Well, so the difference here is that it's like, it
respond.
says animal and a Fae.
Uh-huh.
Oh, instead of its normal type. Oh, no, sorry. But yeah, I mean, the one you talked to, Ari, was not like a special Fae steed. It was just like an animal that lived and happened to live in the Feywild.
Right.
But yeah, so I'll make sure you have the stats for this thing available to you. And the issue is you'll have to be careful with it, because if they try to hit it, it's not super strong. So
But that's okay, because I can resummon it.
that's true. That's very true. So it doesn't really matter.
So,
wait,
okay.
I'm confused, because it's saying like you summon a spirit that assumes the form of an unusually steed.
Yes.
So it's not. So it's just a spirit of an axe beak.
So, right. So basically, what he did was he found the actual axe beak in the Fae, made a bond with it, and then took its spirit with him. Right, like back with him. So. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Kind of like the whole owl situation that happened, right? The spirit and the body were separated.
Yeah. So, with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it.
What? While your steed is within 1 mile of you, you can communicate with each other telepathically.
That's really awesome.
That's awesome.
Why can't I do that with Buck? Like,
Not a spirit
Buck is
animal?
an actual animal.
Yeah, guys, this is my spirit
fake
animal.
creature now.
I was just about to ask that, Jordan.
Because what?
That
Because
is-
Darius is a big chicken?
So,
Yes.
It's not true. He's not.
He actually doesn't like. He can't be afraid. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's impossible for him to be afraid.
Yeah. And
Good old
okay.
tempered
Okay. So, I just casting time 10 minutes. So my question was, how long does it last normally?
Find steed.
Oh. Duration says instantaneous and casting time says 10 minutes, so I think those two are flopped.
I mean, it sounds like
No.
it lasts until it drops to 0 hit points, or you dismiss it.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to spend 10 minutes casting it, though, yeah. Yep. Yeah, so it just lasts until you dismiss it or it runs out of hit points.
Okay, but, why is duration instantaneous?
It's weird.
Because it just makes it appear. There's not any time that it lasts. Because otherwise, if they put any time there, it would be like, oh, then it disappears after this certain amount of time. But it doesn't disappear after a certain amount of time. It just disappears on 1 or 2 conditions. So that's why they did that. So it just summons the spirit. It's there now. And the spell, it's not like the spell is continuing as it's there. It's just there.
Okay.
That is so cool.
Yeah, no, it's lit. big old Clayman Darius riding this giant bird. Very strange. Very strange.
Oh, it's gonna get stranger.
Oh yes, stranger things indeed. So I guess like the next step, basically, right? You guys are gonna head out to go sneak.
I mean,
to the palace.
I mean, I'm gonna do
So
something
that's
before
like the
we
next
actually
step,
leave.
Right. Yeah, of course. So yeah, let's wrap up any last threads here.
Shaman, I'm coming. How do you say his name?
Zaman.
Okay. Zaman. There we go.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't remember how to say his name. I'm going to him
Mm-hmm.
with the eye
Yeah.
and just kind of go like,
He's like eating some soup somewhere.
I just kind of like drop it on the. Is he sitting at a table?
Sure. Yeah. He's in like the mess
I
hall.
just kind of like drop it on the table and I go, it's all yours.
Yeah. He frowns and he looks up and he says, "What happened?"
Nothing good.
And
I just kind of like start walking away.
Yeah,
It's
you can.
like,
We can see on his face that he really, really badly wants to say "I told you so," but he bites his tongue and he doesn't.
I
He
think
just kind of like
Darius-
frowns and looks down at the eye.
Who's the one that made the suit of armor again? Was that Tohil?
Yes.
Yes, Tohil. Yeah.
Okay, so I think Darius has a conversation with Tohil and says,
Yeah.
So this exploding thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can we maybe move this beyond the, potential life-threatening... I've got enough to worry about on my plate when I'm out there in the middle of a fight. And I kind of don't like the idea of exploding, so if we can maybe work out some of the kinks...
You don't think that I have been trying to work on that for a very long time now? The only way that this is going to be fixed, Darius, is if we do some field testing. See, that's what I need you for. I need you to explode it several times before I can figure out exactly what's going wrong.
And at that, I think Darius walks over to the suit and takes tempers to it and smacks it as hard as he can.
I mean, nothing happens. It's magic, so...
But that doesn't do it?
Oh, you want to actually like try to hit it and explode it?
I think
Yeah.
Darius is like,
Okay.
let's
I mean,
field
make an
testing.
attack roll. Sorry, I didn't realize what you were doing. I thought you were just being angry.
Actually, you know what? I think I throw a javelin at it
Sure.
because Darius is
Yeah.
dumb,
Wanna
but he's
throw,
not that.
just throw a javelin at it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, so you took it off and now you're just throwing it at it?
I'm throwing a
The suit is just like in a
javelin at
corner
the-
somewhere,
yeah.
right? So he's
Got
just
it.
like throwing a javelin at it. I mean, you hit it, but nothing happens because it has to be a critical. Do you
Yeah, I
just
know.
keep throwing a javelin at it until you get the critical?
I could.
You just like pick up the
Totally
javelin and smack it.
Okay,
I want to
just-
see how many
just keep
times
throwing it.
Right. So I think he says, we should not do that here. Where are you guys, by the way? Did you go down to like his laboratory or whatever?
Laboratory.
Like, is everyone else here while I'm doing this?
No.
I don't think so. No. Okay, yeah. So he's just like, let's not do this here. Let's go outside somewhere. If you're going to just throw spears at it all day,
I think Darius like says, oh, okay, and he like starts to go along with it. And he takes another one and joking, like he throws it right next to it, so it lands in the wall beside it.
I mean, do you want to make a luck save for me?
Yeah.
Could it be an attack roll?
I was gonna say if he gets like a critical failure, maybe it does it.
Just roll a d20.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Just roll it.
All right, yeah. So you do what you meant to do.
Okay.
That would have been hilarious, though. If just by accident you just set it off. Yeah. So
That would have been awesome.
do you legitimately just like field test this thing, like take it out in the jungle and like try to like hit it a bunch of times so it will explode?
Yeah, and I'm bringing Tohil with me.
Right. Yeah.
So we can see, okay.
Yeah, I think he
What
says,
is
well, these aren't the most ideal testing conditions because I feel like it would be more helpful if you were actually in a battle. But he's just kind of like,
I think
Whatever,
Darius
Tohil.
I think Darius says, okay, would you like me to put it on and I can start hitting you?
No. We don't need to do that. Definitely no, not that. This works
Okay.
fine. This works totally fine.
Okay, I agree. And then he takes another spear and throws it at it.
Okay, yeah, so I think you spend some time doing this and you explode several sections. It's a very incredibly large explosion. Do you want to make
Yeah,
a...
I think after the first one, Darius just looks over at Tohil and says, "You wanted me in the middle of that?"
Yeah. He's like, I know it's... I'm sorry.
Are you though?
No, I'm not.
I didn't think
I'm
so.
sorry that I'm not sorry, though.
Are you though?
No, I'm not. Yeah, and so I think, like, go ahead and... Well, so I'm going to make an Arcana check for him. We'll see if we should do some field testing here, whether or not he can, like, make Mark II in time for...
So does he get advantage since Tohil's helping him?
Well, yeah, so Tohil's going to make this roll.
Oh, okay.
And he would definitely have this skill, so why is it not on his character sheet? Okay, strange. Yes, so I think by the time you guys are ready to go, he'll have Mark II ready to go, which is a lesser explosion, but still an explosion that harms you.
Lesser.
It is a lesser explosion,
Excellent.
though.
Eventually.
Eventually, you'll get it down. Yeah. Cool. So, any other last odds and ends before we wrap up?
Anything Miggy wants to say to me to try to persuade me to marry him?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. So I think, yeah.
Hey, baby, I'm the next Will Turner.
Yeah, Miggy comes over to you. And where are you when he's talking to you?
I don't know.
Where do you hang out?
We already trained for the day, so I don't know if
Like, are you guys like legit just hanging out right now somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, we're just in our room hanging
Okay,
out.
all right.
A normal couple.
Right.
Sure.
Normal.
Forget the odd
So,
couples. This is the normal couple.
Honestly, I think what happens is, so he's being like flirty right now. So you guys are kind of like, like talking back and forth, and he's being a little flirty. And I think you get into a moment. I don't want to like role play this entire thing out, but
Okay.
basically my idea is there's a moment where you guys like are kind of like close face to face.
Mm-hmm.
And like he looks at you and he says, "You are the most beautiful woman I've ever met."
That's just player Alyssa.
Right.
She's just like, thank you.
No, I'm serious. You don't believe me?
I think you could prove it.
Yeah. Really? How could I prove it?
That I'm the most beautiful woman you've ever seen.
No, he's asking like, how could I prove that?
Yeah, I know.
To you.
Yeah.
Do we just fade away from the scene? Is that what?
We just fade away.
Well,
I don't know.
I'll make a roll.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
You set up the scene.
I did. I know. That's why I'm fading to black here.
That's a great idea, Caleb. I'm gonna play that song and just wipe that image out of my mind.
Sounds good. Persuasion, go. Only a 10. Oh, come on,
That's
Miggy.
super great. Yeah, she's just like, and she's not like, oh, you're full of BS, but she's just like, I think she's kind of just flirty back, like,
Right.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just smiles and like goes to bed.
Right. And we see Miggy just kind of look at you and just be like, right. And just kind of like roll over. Right. So close. So close, Miggy.
So close. Nope.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nope, let's fade to black.
No, I just wanted to make sure Miggy was getting experience for this session. That's really what this was.
Thank you. I appreciate
What
it.
a kind person. As we're fading to black, I just want to be like laying in my bed, and I still have some spells left, so I want to cast Sending because I still have it prepared. And send a message to Cebu and just say, I hope you've had a good 2 days in this new world and restful sleep tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all.
Yeah, let me look at something real quick, and I'll tell you how he responds. Where is it? There it is. Yeah. He says, I'm glad that you at least got some sleep. I didn't realize what this place was like until I was actually here. It's, well, it reminds me of the old tales. And he says, like, old tales, and the specific word he uses, I think he's speaking in Infernal when he sends this back. And so the specific word he uses is, like, the Infernal word for, like, the old tales of when our Egyptian ancestors made a deal with devils. And it was, like, so he's basically saying, like, this reminds me of hell. It's basically what he says to you. You can tell it's very uncomfortable for him in the jungle. I mean, and it was like that for you, too, because you're both nobles.
Then I have one more message left.
Okay.
Got another 4th level.
Well, welcome to hell, Cebu.
I just send back, you're strong. You'll get used to it. I did. It just takes a little while.
Yeah, I think he sends back, I don't know if I'm as strong as you, Raia. I hope I am someday.
I mean, I can't say anything back.
Right, and I think he waits for some time, and I mean, you can't send anything back. So he sends you a message and says, while I'm thinking about it, would you let that Ari of yours know that I'm trying to think of how he'd phrase this. That Samuel's been talking about nothing but her for the last 3 days. And he does the text equivalent of a winky face at the end.
The mind equivalent?
The mind equivalent of a winky face. You can sense the sarcastic tone. Or the, like, you know, fake exasperated tone. He's been talking about nothing else.
That just makes me a little happy.
I'll just say, I'll gladly tell her, but in the morning. It's been a long day. Good night.
Mm-hmm. And he sends back, sweet dreams, Raia. Sweet dreams. Yep. And I think that's where we fade, unless, Toity, do you have a thing to end with?
Not really, but I do have a message to send you.
Okay, sounds good. We We see Toity in his room somewhere doing something.
Thinking.
Yeah, thinking about something. Okay, cool. Yeah. I know, man. I know. It was great. It was so great. You did an admirable job. So there you go. That's this session. Let's do goals. Let's figure out how much XP y'all got. That was a good session.
I'm so proud of Ari. She sucks at magic, but she
figured it out.
She figured it out. Of all people.
She's gone from going magic to actually dispelling something.
You went from magic to magic.
Yeah,
I'm
shout
proud
out
of
to
myself for
Ari.
thinking of the beans.
Yeah, that was really smart.
Yes, that was so good.
Beans, they're good for your friends.
The more you use, the magic ends.
That works. That works better than what I was thinking.
Yep, something like that. So Toity.
You make a ball and save your friends.
I really only worked on the one labeled Floop-de-doo.
I think you worked on number 1 because you've now proven to the Burning Sanctum that you're competent because you did.
True.
You were part of the party that did this, right?
True. Okay, I hadn't thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely worked on Floop-de-doo.
Yes, you did. You very much so.
I don't think I could say I worked on Noop-de-woo, though.
No, you didn't do anything specific there. Yeah.
I was prepared for it to happen, but it didn't.
Yep. Okay.
Yay for secrets.
Yeah. What level are you? 9?
Level 9.
So you're working on the party goal.
Oh, he's gonna level up to level 10, isn't he?
And you're working on the other goal. And you're working on 3 goals. So you get 3,300 XP.
Yay!
Cool. Raia?
I worked on teaching Darius how to read
You
again.
did? Yep.
And then I would say I succeeded in doing more orb drug stuff.
You definitely did.
And then I would say I'm kind of like succeeded and I'm done with the...
Yeah, you definitely
finding
learned something new about the guy, and it made you want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'd say that that's done.
That's
too.
done, yeah.
And then I worked on the party goal.
Indeed you did. So you get... You get 5,400 XP today, Raia.
Oh.
You level up?
I think I do!
What?
That's awesome.
I'm still like 9,000 away
That's
from
why I
Okay, so
changed
am I.
from the Cebu, because I was like, I might be able to level up.
Right. No, yeah, you banked on it.
Oh my goodness.
You level up? Nice. Level 10. Congrats, Raia.
It's okay, Alyssa. I'm not going to level up either. I'm still about the same away as you are.
How?
Because
Did you
we just
level
haven't been
up?
finishing goals. I bet. Okay, I had a session where I didn't get any experience besides the party goal. Or something
So
like that.
Ari.
I worked on 2 of my goals, getting out of my contract with Lord Navarro and training Mickey, and I finished finding the Hummingbird Suitor, and
You
that's
did.
a 2.
That's
two
a
episode
2-session
goal.
one? Okay. So you get...
And the party goal, of course.
Yeah, you get 5,700.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a lot
I
of
still
XP.
don't level up,
Yeah.
but it's
Definitely a
getting
lot.
me a lot closer.
Cool. And then Darius.
So I didn't learn anything about blood making death. And,
It's true.
Um,
You're working on rescuing Nahuatl. That's what all this is
worked on
about.
that a little bit. I did not complete my goal with that third one.
Wasn't it find a steed?
No, it was befriend a fey creature and convince him to aid me as the one I summon as a mount.
I mean,
I
you did it.
captured him.
You did
and
it.
Enslaved him.
You did it.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to say that's a 2-episode goal and then make that like part of next episode.
I don't know. I kind of
No, like you bound him with magic. He's your friend now, whether it wants to be or not.
Pretty sure that's called a slave.
Yes, pretty much. No, you succeeded on that. You just worded it very specifically for some reason.
My slaves are my friends.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
let's see. You worked on party goal, worked on rescue no haunt me. Okay, so you get 3,800.
That 3,000 what? 3,800?
Yeah, 3,800. Yeah, 3,800. Miggy gets 2,200 because he worked on the party goal and his Mary Ari.
He didn't work on proving himself to the party.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't make any
He
roll
didn't make
for
any
that.
rolls.
He the only roll he made in the entire session was that persuasion roll.
Man, Caleb, at this rate, I am never going to accomplish my goal because you don't roleplay Mickey enough.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of characters in this
I
game,
know.
and there's a lot of stuff going on.
He didn't have any combat.
It's true. You just convinced a very depressed individual to, one, be happy, and two, to join you.
I'm not sure what that being happy means.
I do, and it's awesome.
I have an idea.
Because he's happy.
Okay, well, cool stuff, guys. Fun session. So, I prepped the face stuff probably a month and a half ago. We finally got through it, which means now I have to prep other stuff. And I'm excited to because there's some fun stuff ahead. Y'all are gonna head out to the palace. And you're gonna infiltrate the palace, and things are gonna go down. It's gonna be awesome. There's a lot of things going on that are gonna come to a head, I'm sure. Lots of pieces. And honestly, I was not expecting Raia to find out about the charge figure this quickly, but it's just kind of how things happened, and one thing led to another, and now Raia just chucked the eye away from her, and she's like, I don't want anything to do with this thing anymore. Yeah, and it turns out that Zaman was right. Even though he wouldn't say it out loud. I think that's it. For Terra Nullius episode 40. What a midlife crisis it was. See, the thing is, you convinced a guy in a midlife crisis to not be in a midlife crisis through incredibly powerful and possibly damning magic. So that'll be great. That'll be so good, guys.
He's no longer cursed to never die. He is now dying slowly.
Maybe.
Or quickly. Who knows?
Guys, and with
I do.
level 10, my next page is my side story stuff, which is upside down. So I'm going to have to move on to a new notebook.
Wow.
For level 10.
Huge book. Never mind.
Nice.
I don't have to get into one quite yet, but I am getting close.
Cool. Good stuff. Are we good for next week? Things on? Okay,
think
awesome.
so.
Sounds good.
And yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
I look forward to playing more Terra Nullius with you wonderful people and causing you more suffering. It'll be great. It'll be so good.
I mean, we're almost masochistic at this point.
You keep coming back.
We do.
We come back for the suffering, though. I don't know.
I feel like in some small part you do, because good storytelling is about suffering. So, all right, that's it. We're out. Bye.